Part 1, Uncharted Horizons. I never much liked space stations. Too many stagnant rules and not enough open sky. But there I was, floating in the belly of Aegis, a decrepit orbital station circling the gas giant Nimbus 5. The whole place reeked of recycled air and desperation. Most of the visitors here were either running from something or crawling toward the next payday like moths to a fading flame. The squeaky latch of my worn, leather seat reminded me to adjust my posture as I eavesdropped on a couple of freighter captains arguing over who had the more colorful history. One swore he'd once seen a star go nova, while the other claimed he'd punched a space pirate in the face and lived to tell the tale. Humility, it seemed, was as rare as good coffee out here in the Rim. My ship, the Scarlet Ember, was docked just a short walk from where I nursed my lukewarm mug of whatever passed for caffeine. A far cry from a luxury yacht, but she had spirit, and a peculiar way of barely holding together, like a favorite coat patched too many times. She'd seen me through thick and thin, though mostly thin. I took another sip, pondering how to stretch my dwindling credits. Suddenly a buzz of activity erupted near the docking bay. A crowd gathered, pointing and whispering. Curiosity got the better of me. I pushed through, catching sight of a peculiar craft nestled into a berth far too small for its grandeur. Sleek, silver, and adorned with what looked like glowing glyphs dancing across its hull. Definitely not your standard freighter. "That's a Corelian Scout," came a voice to my left. I turned to face its owner, a wiry woman with sharp eyes and an accent I couldn't quite place. No one's seen one of those in years. "Doesn't look like it belongs here," I remarked, masking my intrigue with indifference. She chuckled, a sound more akin to a rusty hinge. "Neither do you, stranger." Before I could retort with my usual brand of wit, the station's alarm blared, a gut-wrenching klaxon that sent shivers down my spine. Red lights flashed, and a voice crackled through the intercom in a monotone that suggested every day was an emergency. Unidentified anomaly approaching. Impact imminent. Suddenly everything was motion, bodies jostling, shouts echoing. I bolted for the Ember, the metallic taste of fear coating my tongue. As I dashed past hatches and startled workers, my mind raced with possibilities. A meteor. No, surely the station's sensors would have picked that up earlier. A rogue piece of space junk. Unlikely. I reached the Ember, heart pounding in my chest like an overexcited drummer. Her systems hummed to life under my command, the control panel lighting up in a familiar dance of blues and greens. I cast a glance out the viewport, witnessing the station staff scurrying about like ants in a disturbed nest. Then I saw it, a deep black void, a wound in the fabric of space. It shimmered with a dark allure, pulling at the very light around it. The anomaly, whatever it was, bore down on us with the inevitability of a heartache. The station trembled, a vibration that traveled from my boots to my teeth. The situation demanded action, something drastic. I had to get out before this entire place was swallowed whole. The Ember shot free of the docking clamps, engines roaring in defiance. My fingers danced across the console, calculating escape vectors, my thoughts a jumbled blend of terror and exhilaration. Outside, the station's structure groaned, pieces of metal wrenching free, sailing ominously toward the abyss. I angled the ship away, the stars blurring as I pushed the Ember to her limits, then passed them. As we distanced from the station, hurtling through the void, a realization struck me like a comet. I wasn't alone. The Corelian Scout paced my side, its mysterious pilot following my lead. The station imploded behind us, a silent spectacle of debris and light consumed by the anomaly. I couldn't help but feel a pang of guilt at leaving the others, but survival was a selfish act, and I wasn't one to die for strangers. As the adrenaline ebbed, I focused on the shimmering ship beside me. Who piloted such a vessel, and more importantly, why were they mirroring my every move? I opened a comm link, the static crackling before I spoke. "Nice flying," I said, a strange mix of camaraderie and suspicion in my tone. "You've got a knack for avoiding calamity." A voice finally answered, smooth and confident. "And you for tempting it. Meet me at the Fallen Star Nebula. We have things to discuss." The comm cut, leaving me with only the gentle thrum of the Ember's engines and a growing intrigue. I set course for the nebula, curiosity clawing at my thoughts. Whoever they were, they knew something, something I didn't. And in this universe, knowledge was more valuable than a shipload of credits. I glanced at the vast emptiness ahead, a canvas waiting to be painted with whatever fate had in store. A journey of survival, secrets, and perhaps a destiny I never anticipated. I smirked to myself, knowing that whatever happened next, it wouldn't be boring, not by a long shot. Part 2: The Veil of Secrets. The journey to the Fallen Star Nebula was a quiet one, though my thoughts were anything but. The unknown pilot of the Corelian Scout had sparked more questions than I had answers, and I liked answers. They were the currency of the universe, even more so than credits. And right now, I felt like a beggar on the brink of something big. As the ember sliced through the void, I couldn't help but marvel at the sight of the nebula unfurling before me. It was a riot of colors, swirling gases painting the darkness with strokes of violet and gold. They called it the Fallen Star for a reason. Legend had it that a star once rested here, burning brightly until it sacrificed itself in a supernova, leaving behind this kaleidoscope of cosmic dust. Romantic, if a bit tragic, much like my own life story. The Corelian Scout fell in beside me again, its alien glyphs glinting in the reflected light. I couldn't shake the feeling it was more than just a ship, like it was alive, every line and curve whispering secrets from a forgotten era. We maneuvered through the nebula's ever-shifting corridors, the cosmic light show outside strangely calming. I finally spotted our destination, a small, secluded outpost nestled within the glittering mists. The odd mix of metal and rock suggested it had grown organically over time, adapting to its hostile surroundings. A safe haven or a trap, only one way to find out. Docking was smooth enough, a testament to how well I knew the Ember's quirks and whims. As I powered down, the Scout followed suit, its landing graceful as a dancer stepping onto a familiar stage. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for whatever awaited beyond the airlock. The hatch hissed open, revealing a dimly lit corridor. Shadows clung to the walls like memories refusing to fade. I moved forward, senses attuned to every creak and whisper. The air was tinged with the scent of ozone and something else, something floral, odd. I wasn't alone long. She emerged from the shadows with the kind of confidence that made you believe she belonged anywhere she set foot. The wiry woman from the station, her sharp eyes assessing me with an intensity that was both unnerving and oddly flattering. "Welcome, Captain," she said, her voice echoing slightly in the metal corridor. "I see you found your way." "Wasn't hard," I replied, trying to match her casual tone. "You did leave a rather compelling trail of breadcrumbs." She smirked, a brief flash of teeth. "A necessary risk. I'm Ava, by the way, and you're the one they call Captain Drake." "Apparently so," I replied. "Though I'd prefer it if you just called me Drake. Captain feels a tad pretentious out here." She nodded, leading me deeper into the station. We navigated through low-hanging conduits and flickering lights until we reached a wider chamber. It was filled with consoles, screens flashing with data I couldn't decipher, and a peculiar hum that seemed to resonate in my bones. "Welcome to the heart of the operation," Ava gestured grandly, her tone laced with dry humor. "Not much, but it's home." I looked around, taking in the eclectic mix of technology, some of it far more advanced than anything I'd ever laid eyes on. Color me impressed, so what's the deal? The anomaly, she said, eyes locking onto mine. It wasn't just an accidental cosmic phenomenon, it was engineered. I blinked, the words hanging in the air like a bad smell. Engineered. The implications were staggering. Who or what could wield such power, and why? Someone wants something, Ava continued, her expression serious, and they're willing to tear apart space to get it. My mind spun, calculations of danger and intrigue swirling like the nebula outside. And you brought me here because... Because you're not like the others, she replied, her gaze steady. You survived when others didn't. You can help us. I opened my mouth to argue, to deny any heroism, but the words didn't come. Instead, a part of me stirred, the reckless side always chasing the thrill of the unknown. All right, I said finally, a grin tugging at my lips. I'm in, but you owe me a hell of an explanation. Ava nodded, her own smile breaking through her serious demeanor. You'll get it, Drake, but first there's someone you need to meet. She led me through another maze of corridors until we stopped at a door sealed with intricate patterns, glyphs, similar to those on the Scout. It slid open with a soft whoosh, revealing an expansive chamber filled with what looked like giant, translucent pods. Inside each slept a being of impossible elegance and complexity, shapes shifting in a riot of colors. No, not slept, communed. I could feel their presence, a gentle touch against my mind that was more comforting than invasive. Ava gestured to them with a reverence I hadn't expected. Meet the Sinra, she said softly. They've been observing the anomaly, and they believe you might be the key to its solution. I stared at the Sinra, all mixing with a sense of destiny I couldn't quite shake. Their world was so far removed from mine, yet here we were, threads of an invisible tapestry weaving our fates together. Well, I said, a bit of humor slipping into my voice. Guess I'd better not disappoint the audience. I approached the pods, ready to dive deeper into the mystery, the stakes climbing higher. Whatever lay ahead, it was sure to be a wild ride, and I was ready for it. Part 3: Shadows of the Unknown Asterisk. Standing before the Sinra, I felt the weight of the cosmos pressing down, as if their silent gazes magnified the immensity of the task ahead. The room was heavy with expectation, the kind that sets your heart racing in anticipation of something monumental, though you're not entirely sure what that something might be. Ava remained beside me, her presence a strange comfort amidst the alien wonders. As I opened my senses to the Sinra, a warm tingling spread across my skin, a wordless invitation to engage. Thoughts that were not my own began to form, trickling into my consciousness like the first drops of rain on parched land. Captain Drake, their collective voice whispered within my mind, a harmonious blend of tones that were both soothing and utterly foreign. You stand at the nexus of fate. I wanted to laugh, a dry chuckle that would have seemed out of place, but the gravity of the moment stifled it. Instead, I nodded, acknowledging their greeting. Not exactly the hero type, but I've never been one to back down from a challenge. A ripple of amusement danced through the mental link, carrying a sense of shared understanding. The anomaly is but a fragment of a larger narrative, a tale woven into the fabric of time and space. Ava stepped forward, her gaze focused. The Sinra believe that someone or something is manipulating these anomalies to collapse specific regions of space. They suspect it's a precursor to some larger plan. Why me? I asked, the question more to myself than anyone else. I wasn't unique, wasn't special, just a pilot trying to make ends meet. Yet somehow I'd been drawn into this conspiracy of cosmic proportions. The anomalies are linked to your path, the Sinra explained, their voice a gentle echo in my mind. Your presence resonates with the disturbances, a beacon in the storm. I mulled over their cryptic words, trying to fit the pieces together. So, what do we do? How do we stop it? There is an ancient technology, Ava interjected, a glint of determination in her eyes. Buried within the ruins of the celestial forge, it might hold the power to neutralize the anomalies, but it's not easy to find. Let me guess, I said, a wry smile tugging at my lips. It's in a place no sane individual would dare venture. Naturally, Ava replied, mirroring my grin. The forge is located on Tartarus Prime, a planet long abandoned, veiled by myths of madness and danger. A thrill of excitement shot through me, tempered by the unmistakable scent of peril. Tartarus Prime wasn't just a name whispered in taverns. Its reputation for swallowing expeditions whole was legendary. Count me in, I said, the decision firm as steel. If there's a chance to stop this madness, I'm willing to take it. The Sinra's presence retreated like a tide, leaving behind a sense of gratitude and urgency. Ava and I left the chamber, returning through the winding corridors to the docking bay. My mind buzzed with plans and possibilities, the path ahead clearer even as it grew more daunting. The Ember awaited me, its familiar form a comfort amidst the uncertainty. Ava paused, her demeanor serious. "You'll need a guide," she said, nodding toward the Corelian Scout. "And you could use an ally." I considered her offer, the pragmatic side of me weighing the benefits of having someone as resourceful as Ava by my side. But there was more to it, an unspoken trust that had begun to form between us, forged in the fires of shared danger and common purpose. "Welcome aboard," I said, extending a hand. She took it with a firm grip, sealing the alliance. As we prepared for departure, a tremor of anticipation surged through me. Tartarus Prime was a world of mystery and treachery, but it promised answers, or, at the very least, the tools we needed to confront the anomaly. The journey would be perilous, the destination uncertain, but my resolve burned bright. With Ava by my side and the Sinra's cryptic guidance, we had a fighting chance. The universe was vast and unpredictable, yet here we were, ready to carve our own story into its sprawling tapestry. The Ember and the Corelian Scout lifted off, engines thrumming in unison as stars blurred around us. The nebula faded behind, a shimmering farewell as we set our course for Tartarus Prime, into the heart of the unknown, where shadows whispered of truths yet to be discovered, and destiny awaited with open arms. Part 4. Descent into Madness Asterisk. The journey to Tartarus Prime was a stretch of silence punctuated by the steady hum of engines and the occasional crackle of interstellar static over the comms. Ava and I settled into a rhythm, our unspoken understanding a buoy in the vastness of space. She spent much of her time studying the ancient maps and glyphs, their secrets as elusive as quicksilver. Meanwhile, I kept the Ember on course, my thoughts a steady stream of anticipation and cautious optimism. As Tartarus Prime loomed into view, the reality of its notorious reputation became clear. It hung suspended in the void, a dark sphere enshrouded in swirling storms and shadowed valleys. The planet's surface was a patchwork of cracked soils and jagged landscapes, like the face of a titan scarred by millennia of wrath. "Looks welcoming," I quipped, trying to mask my unease with humor. Ava shot me a sidelong glance, her eyes reflecting the churning maelstrom below. "Don't let appearances fool you," she said, her voice steady. "The celestial forge is buried deep within, hidden beneath the planet's most volatile region." "Naturally," I replied, the corner of my mouth quirking upward. "Wouldn't want it to be too easy, would we?" With coordinates locked, the Ember began its descent, the Scout trailing like a silver shadow. The atmosphere was thick, turbulent winds buffeting the hull and sending tremors through the ship. The controls vibrated beneath my fingers, a dance of tension and precision as I fought to keep us steady. We broke through the cloud cover, revealing a landscape that was both haunting and spectacular. Towering spires of rock jutted from the earth, framed by swirling mists and the eerie glow of bioluminescent flora clinging to their surfaces. It was a world torn between chaos and beauty, primal and untamed. We landed near the entrance to a vast network of caverns, the Ember's landing gear sinking slightly into the soft, yielding ground. Ava and I disembarked, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and sulfur. Around us, the landscape crackled with life, strange calls echoing in the distance. The planet was alive in ways I could scarcely comprehend. The cavern entrance loomed, jagged and ominous, a maw leading into the unknown. Ava checked her equipment, her resolve as solid as the rock formations towering around us. "Ready?" she asked, her voice cutting through the ambient sounds. "Ready as I'll ever be," I replied, forcing a grin. "Let's find this forge." We entered the cavern, the air cool and heavy, laden with the weight of ages. Our flashlights carved small swathes of light in the darkness, revealing ancient carvings and tangled vines that whispered secrets only they could understand. The path wound deeper, the echoes of our footsteps swallowed by the oppressive silence. I could feel the planet's presence pressing in, a sentient force that watched and waited. And though I knew the celestial forge was real, the journey took on the surreal quality of a dream or a nightmare. It wasn't long before we encountered our first obstacle, a chasm, wide and seemingly endless. A gust of wind howled through the opening, carrying with it the scent of storms and something metallic. Ava studied the gap, her eyes calculating. "There's a path along this ledge," she said, pointing to a narrow ledge that traced the cavern's perimeter. "We can cross if we're careful." "Careful's my middle name," I joked, peering over the edge. The drop seemed to stretch into infinity, the bottom hidden by shadow. We edged along the ledge, each step a testament to balance and nerve. My heart pounded in my chest, a nervous drumbeat that matched the rhythm of our progress. Halfway across, the rock beneath Ava's foot crumbled, a sudden lurch that sent her teetering perilously. Instinct took over as I reached out, grabbing her arm and pulling her back to safety. Our breaths mingled in the chill air, hearts racing as we steadied ourselves. "Thanks," she said, gratitude etched in her features. "All part of the service," I replied, though the relief in my voice betrayed how close we'd come to disaster. Once across, the path widened, leading us to a massive chamber. At its center stood the celestial forge, a colossal structure of metal and stone, its surfaces etched with patterns that pulsed with a dim, otherworldly light. Ava approached reverently, her fingers tracing the engravings. "This is it," she breathed, awe-threading through her tone, "the key to neutralizing the anomalies." But as we neared the forge, a low rumble echoed through the chamber, a precursor to danger. The ground trembled beneath us, the cavern responding to our presence with a fury all its own. "We've got company," I said, watching as shadows broke free from the darkness. Creatures emerged, twisted forms shaped by the planet's madness, their eyes glinting with a knowing malevolence. Ava and I exchanged a glance, the moment stretching into a silent pact. We would hold our ground, fight for the knowledge that could save entire star systems from chaos. The creatures advanced and time slowed, the cavern a stage for the battle of survival. The forge stood silent witness, its secrets waiting to be unlocked. And as we faced down the encroaching beasts, I knew we were closer than ever to unraveling the mystery, and with it, the salvation of worlds. Part 5: Echoes of the Past. The air was taut with tension, each breath a struggle against the rising panic that clawed at my resolve. The creatures of Tartarus Prime were a nightmare come alive, shifting silhouettes against the luminescent backdrop of the celestial forge. Their forms writhed with a fluidity that seemed at odds with the solidity of the stone around us, predators in a world of shadows. Ava and I stood back to back, our bodies tense and ready, minds racing to strategize even as adrenaline spiked through our veins. I could hear the ragged rhythm of her breathing, matching the frantic beat of my own pulse. The forge loomed ahead, its presence a beacon amid chaos, calling us with promises of answers. The creatures moved, a liquid dance of sinew and malice, their eyes fixed on us with an intelligence that chilled to the bone. I reached for my sidearm, the weight of it a familiar comfort, and fired a warning shot into the cavern's depths. The sound reverberated, a violent puncture in the oppressive silence. For a moment the creatures paused, uncertainty flickering in their glowing eyes, a window of opportunity. Ava seized the initiative, her voice tense yet steady. To the forge, if it can neutralize anomalies, it might fend off these things too. We sprinted forward, feet pounding against the cavern floor, dodging snapping jaws and clutching claws. The path seemed to stretch and warp, a tunnel of nightmares drawing us inexorably toward its center. I could feel the forge's pull, a gravitational force that promised salvation even as it demanded everything. The first creature lunged, a flash of teeth and malice. I pivoted, firing, the shot cracking through the air and striking true. It fell back, dissolving into the shadows with a guttural hiss. Ava was already moving, her focus unyielding as we neared the forge. We reached the base of the structure, its surface alive with light that pulsed in time with the planet's heartbeat. Ava's hands moved swiftly over the engraved panels, deciphering the ancient glyphs. Her fingers danced across the controls, seeking the sequence that would unlock the forge's power. "Drake, cover me," she called, urgency threading her voice. I turned, weapon at the ready, holding the creatures at bay with a volley of gunfire. Each shot echoed like a scream, the cavern alive with the chaos of battle. Time warped, seconds stretching into eternity. Beneath the frantic rhythm, I sensed a deeper current, the forge awakening, its energy resonating with the anomalies it was designed to combat. Ava worked with feverish intensity, her focus unbreakable. Finally, a low hum filled the chamber, a sound that resonated in my bones. The forge's light intensified, a cascade of radiance that surged outward, enveloping the creatures in a blinding embrace. They recoiled, their forms shuddering and dissolving, reduced to nothingness in the wake of the forge's power. Silence fell, the quiet almost deafening in its suddenness. Ava and I stood in the afterglow, breaths mingling in the cool air as the forge's light ebbed to a gentle luminescence. "You did it," I said, awe-threading my voice. Ava turned to me, her expression a mix of triumph and exhaustion. "Not just me," she replied, a small smile breaking through. "The forge responded to us, to you, Drake. It recognized something in you." I let out a breath I didn't realize I'd been holding, the enormity of our feat sinking in. A victory, yes, but only a step in a much larger dance, a puzzle just beginning to take shape. "What now?" I asked, the question hanging in the charged air. Ava considered the forge, its secrets still untapped. "We study it further, understand its full potential, and we prepare for whatever's behind these anomalies. This is just the beginning." As we left the chamber, the cavern felt less oppressive, the planet's fury tamed for now. Yet, in the quiet corners of my mind, I sensed the ripples of something larger, a revelation waiting to unfold, pulling us deeper into a web of cosmic intrigue. Outside, the storms had calmed, the landscape cast in the eerie glow of Tartarus Prime's twin moons. The path ahead was fraught with uncertainty, but Ava and I were more than a pair of wanderers now. Our bond was forged in the crucible of shared danger, tempered by the fires of discovery. We boarded the Ember, the ship's systems coming to life around us. As we lifted off, leaving the haunted beauty of Tartarus Prime behind, I couldn't shake the feeling that the universe had shifted, that our actions had set in motion a chain of events far beyond our understanding. But in that vast, uncharted expanse of stars and secrets, I felt a spark of hope. We had faced the darkness and emerged with light, a small victory in a war yet to be won. The synapses of the cosmos fired in patterns vast and inscrutable, but for now we had a direction, a purpose. The mysteries of the Forge awaited, and with them, the chance to rewrite fate itself. The universe was a tapestry of mysteries, and we were ready to unravel its threads one by one. Part 6: The Fractured Horizon. Stars streaked past the Ember's viewports, each a pinprick in the vast canvas of space, an endless theater of light and shadow. With Tartarus Prime receding into memory, a sense of purpose settled over me, tempered by the unresolved mysteries of the Celestial Forge. A map of possibilities unfolded before us, each path tangled with potential and peril. Ava sat at the console, her eyes scanning the data we'd managed to extract from the forge. The ship's interior hummed with the soft thrum of the engines, a comforting backdrop to the enigmatic glyphs scrolling across her screen. "These readings suggest the forge is part of a network," Ava said, breaking the silence, her voice tinged with both wonder and apprehension. "There are similar constructs scattered across the galaxy, each potentially linked to the anomalies." I let out a low whistle, the immensity of her discovery striking me like a rogue wave. "So, we're dealing with an interstellar web of these forges. Sounds complicated." "To put it mildly," she replied, a wry smile dancing on her lips. "But if we can unlock their secrets, we might be able to dismantle whatever's causing these cosmic disturbances." Her words resonated with me, igniting a spark of determination. Whatever shadowy force orchestrated these anomalies, Ava and I were on its trail, a trail that led to the heart of the galaxy's deepest mysteries. Our course was set for the Elysian Drift, a region of space known for its bizarre gravitational anomalies and shimmering nebulae. According to the Forge's coordinates, a sister structure lay hidden within its depths, waiting to be discovered. As the Ember cut through the cosmos, I found myself reflecting on the twists and turns of fate that had led me here. From the ruins of Aegis Station to the chaotic beauty of Tartarus Prime, and now to this, a quest to uncover the truth behind the universe's hidden machinations. Ava's voice broke into my thoughts, drawing my attention back to the present. "Drake, you should see this." I turned, moving to stand beside her. The screen displayed a massive construct, nestled within the swirling gases of the drift, a derelict starship, its skeleton half buried in the luminous tendrils of a nebula. Its design was unlike anything I'd seen, a fusion of organic curves and metallic edges that whispered of a lost civilization. "What in the universe is that?" I breathed, awe-threading my words. "An artifact from a bygone era," Ava replied, her gaze transfixed. "The Forge's readings indicate its link to the network. We need to investigate." We guided the Ember toward the colossal wreck, its haunting silhouette growing larger as we approached. The ship seemed to pulse with latent energy, the nebula casting kaleidoscopic reflections across its hull. We docked with care, the docking clamps connecting with a resonant clang that echoed through the Ember's corridors. Equipped with suits and gear, Ava and I ventured aboard the derelict, our footsteps muffled by the thick silence. The ship's interior was a testament to the passage of time, walls draped in twisted metal and ghostly vines, control panels dimly lit by flickering lights. We moved through the corridors, each turn revealing new mysteries. The air was stale, carrying the scent of abandonment and the weight of history. Strange symbols adorned the walls, their meaning as elusive as dreams. They called to me, echoing fragments of the Sinra's wisdom and the Forge's power. In the core of the ship, we uncovered a chamber of stunning intricacy. A vast map of the galaxy sprawled across the floor, constellations etched in glowing lines and symbols that pulsed with a life of their own. "Drake, look at this," Ava said, her voice hushed with reverence. "These markings, they correspond to the locations of the forges. This isn't just a ship, it's a nexus of knowledge." The enormity of our find washed over me, a wave of awe and realization. This derelict held the key to unraveling the network's secrets, a guide to the path before us. But as we examined the map, a new energy hummed through the ship, a vibration that grew in intensity, a sign that something within the wreck had awakened in our presence. "Ava, we need to move," I urged, urgency lacing my words. The ship shuddered beneath our feet, a tremor that rippled through its ancient bones. We raced back through the corridors, a sense of urgency goading our steps. The ship seemed to come alive around us, lights flaring to life, shadows dancing with purpose. It was as if our presence had been a catalyst, triggering a process set in motion eons ago. Reaching the Ember, we launched free of the derelict, watching as the ship pulsed with renewed life, the nebula's glow intensified around it. The starship's secrets were awakening, and with them, the promise of discovery or the threat of devastation. As we watched from the safety of the Ember, a sense of destiny sank into my bones. We were on the cusp of a revelation that could reshape everything we knew of the universe and of our place within it. The journey continued, the path ahead steeped in uncertainty but also in hope. The galaxy's enigma awaited, and with Ava by my side, I felt ready to face whatever lay beyond the fractured horizon. The next step would bring us closer to the heart of the mystery, a step I was eager and prepared to take. Part 7: The Celestial Chorus. Leaving the enigmatic derelict behind, the Ember soared into the depths of the Elysian Drift, its path guided by the newly uncovered map. The galaxy itself seemed to hold its breath as we ventured further into the unknown, each moment tinged with a mix of anticipation and quiet dread. Ava pored over the map's constellations, her fingers tracing the glowing patterns that revealed the locations of other forges. The ship's interior was filled with a sense of purpose, the hum of the engines a steady counterpoint to our thoughts. "We need to reach the Harbinger's Veil," Ava said, her voice a mix of determination and wonder. "According to the map, it's where the Celestial Chorus is located, an ancient construct believed to harmonize the energies of the forges." "Harmonize, huh?" I mused, the word rolling off my tongue like honey. "Sounds like a fancy way of saying it's the control center." "Exactly," she replied, a smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "If we can activate it, we might be able to stop the anomalies at their source." The Harbinger's Veil was a region shrouded in myth, a place where stars danced to their own rhythm, and the laws of physics took on an almost lyrical quality. Navigating its treacherous pathways required precision and intuition, a task tailor-made for a pilot and a scholar. As we approached the Veil, the universe shifted, stars warping and stretching into strange configurations around us. The very fabric of space seemed to hum with a melody beyond human comprehension, a silent symphony that resonated in my bones. The Ember slipped through the veil, the ship's systems flickering in response to the spatial distortions. Ahead, A structure emerged from the swirling mists, a colossal sphere suspended in the void, its surface a patchwork of reflective panels and crystalline spires. The celestial chorus, Ava breathed, all coloring her words. It's even more magnificent than the legends described. We maneuvered the ember toward the structure, its magnitude dwarfing our vessel like a planet beside a star. The chorus pulsed with a gentle glow, a beacon of harmony amidst the cosmic chaos. Docking with the chorus, we disembarked into a vast chamber filled with a soft, ambient light. The air was alive with the whisper of unknown energies, the walls adorned with intricate carvings that seemed to shift and change with each glance. The chamber's centerpiece was a massive control dais, its surface a swirling mosaic of patterns that echoed the map we'd discovered. Ava approached it with reverence, her hands hovering over the ancient controls. "This is it, Drake," she said, her voice filled with anticipation. "Activating the chorus will synchronize the forges, bringing them into harmony and neutralizing the anomalies." As her fingers danced over the controls, the chorus responded, the patterns glowing brighter and brighter. The air vibrated with a deep, resonant tone that seemed to echo through the very fabric of space. But as the chorus reached its crescendo, a rupture split the air, a shadow emerging from the depths of the structure itself. A figure wreathed in darkness and light, its form shifting with an unsettling fluidity. It regarded us with eyes like black holes, its presence an embodiment of the mysteries we sought to unravel. "You meddle in forces beyond your ken," the figure intoned, its voice a blend of 1,000 whispers. "The chorus is not yours to control." "Who or what are you?" I demanded, every instinct on high alert. "I am the Keeper of Harmonics," it replied, the title resonating with an authority that sent chills racing down my spine. Guardian of the balance between order and chaos. It was clear we had awakened something ancient and formidable, a protector of the very forces we sought to harness. Ava and I exchanged a glance, the unspoken understanding between us solidifying our resolve. "We're not here to destroy," Ava said, her voice steady. "We aim to restore balance, to prevent the anomalies from tearing the galaxy apart." The Keeper's gaze was unfathomable, its eyes seeking the truth within Ava's words. Then, with a slow nod, it gestured to the control dais, granting us permission to proceed. "Be warned," the Keeper said, its voice carrying the weight of eons. "The path you tread is fraught with peril and revelation. The chorus will reveal truths you must be ready to face." With the Keeper's blessing, Ava activated the chorus, the patterns blazing with light. A harmony filled the chamber, a celestial song that resonated with the very soul of the universe. The forges responded in kind, their energies aligning in a symphony of brilliance. As the chorus reached its zenith, the anomalies began to dissipate, their chaotic energies harmonized into a cohesive whole. The galaxy seemed to exhale, a wave of balance and peace cascading through the stars. In that moment, I understood the enormity of our journey, not just a miss. Iron to quell the anomalies, but a quest to restore a primordial balance, a harmony older than time itself. With the chorus song echoing in our hearts, the path ahead was clearer than ever. We had faced the unknown and emerged with knowledge and hope, a victory against the darkness that sought to unravel the universe's delicate tapestry. But the journey was far from over. The Keeper's warnings lingered in my mind, a reminder that even in triumph, the mysteries of the cosmos remained vast and unfathomable. And as we prepared to depart, I knew that Ava and I were ready to face whatever lay beyond the horizon in the ever-expanding dance of light and shadow. Part 8: The Silent Accord. As the echoes of the celestial chorus faded into the vast silence of space, Ava and I found ourselves standing on the brink of a new beginning. The anomalies had quieted, their chaotic ripples now a gentle undercurrent in the grand symphony of the cosmos. Yet, the Keeper's warning lingered in my mind, a portent of challenges still to come. Our return journey was bathed in the soft glow of starlight, the ember slipping through the void with a grace born of newfound purpose. Ava's presence beside me felt as natural as the steady hum of the engines, her mind undoubtedly churning with possibilities as vast as the universe itself. "We've accomplished something incredible," she said, her voice carrying a note of cautious optimism. "The chorus has rebalanced the network, but there's more to uncover, more truths hidden within the forges." "And the Keeper," I added, recalling the enigmatic figure's parting gaze. "It's hard to shake the feeling that we've only scratched the surface of what's out there." Our conversation was interrupted by a sudden ping from the console, a transmission cutting through the static, its source a mystery. Ava tapped into the feed, her fingers dancing over the controls as she brought the message to life. A holographic image flickered into view, depicting an unfamiliar figure, a humanoid alien with eyes that sparkled like distant stars, their expression one of calm urgency. The translucence of the image gave it an ethereal quality, as though it were a ghost speaking across the depths of time. "I am Thalos of the Lyrene Conclave," the figure began, its voice melodic and serene. "We've been observing your journey, your efforts to restore balance. We wish to extend an invitation." Ava and I exchanged a glance, intrigue piqued by the enigmatic message. "The Lyrene Conclave," Ava mused aloud, her brow furrowed in thought. "They're rumored to be ancient beings, keepers of knowledge that predates many known civilizations." "And they want to talk to us," I said, a grin breaking through my curiosity. "Sounds like an opportunity." Thalos continued, the image shimmering with each word. "Meet us at the Conclave's sanctuary within the Celestial Sanctuary, a realm untouched by time, shielded from the eyes of those who seek dominance." The transmission ended, leaving us with more questions than answers. Yet the pull of discovery was undeniable, a siren's call we could not resist. We set our course for the Celestial Sanctuary, the path winding through regions of space known only to the most skilled navigators. The ember moved with purpose, guided by the map's intricate web of star paths, each waypoint a stepping stone toward enlightenment. The sanctuary revealed itself slowly, a hidden paradise nestled within the cosmic tapestry. A field of starlight greeted us, the sanctuary's shimmering veil casting an iridescent glow over everything it touched. It was a place of peace, untouched by the tumult of the universe, a sanctuary in every sense of the word. Docking at the sanctuary's entrance, Ava and I disembarked into a world of tranquility. The air was crisp and fragrant, filled with the scent of alien flora and the soft murmurs of a nearby stream. Structures of elegant design rose around us, their crystalline walls reflecting the kaleidoscope of stars above. Thalos awaited us, their presence emanating an aura of wisdom and serenity. The Lyrene greeted us with a nod, their eyes searching ours with an intensity that was neither intrusive nor demanding, merely curious. "We are grateful for your presence," Thalos said, their voice weaving through the air like a gentle melody. "The Conclave has observed the changes you've initiated, and we wish to share our knowledge." Ava inclined her head, the weight of this moment not lost on her. "We're honored by your invitation," she replied, her tone respectful and earnest. "What can you tell us about the network and its origins?" Thalos led us into a chamber filled with holographic displays, each depicting the galaxy from a different epoch. The images shifted with fluid grace, stars moving in a dance that transcended time. The forges, Thalos explained, gesturing to a display, are remnants of a civilization that sought to maintain cosmic equilibrium. They harnessed the power of celestial harmonics, a balance between creation and annihilation. Ava and I absorbed the information, the pieces of the puzzle beginning to align. The forges were more than just keys to the anomalies. They were guardians of a cosmic order, a balance threatened by forces unknown. We believe the anomalies are the work of those who seek to upset this balance, Thalos continued, their gaze steady. A force that thrives in chaos, seeking to unravel the harmony the forges were designed to protect. The revelation sent a chill through me, a reminder of the vast forces at play. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, a determination took root, a resolve to see this journey through, to safeguard the universe's delicate equilibrium. The conclave will aid you, Thalos said, their commitment unwavering. Together, we will seek the source of this disruption and restore the harmony that binds us all. As we departed the sanctuary, a sense of unity enveloped us, a silent accord with the Lyrene and a promise of cooperation against the darkness that threatened to consume the stars. The path ahead was fraught with challenges, but we were not alone. With allies like Thalos and the Conclave, Ava and I were ready to face whatever lay beyond the horizon. The universe was a symphony waiting to be conducted, and we held the baton of hope, poised to bring forth a new dawn of understanding. Part 9: Ripples in Time. The ember whisked us away from the tranquil embrace of the celestial sanctuary, its engines slicing through the void with a newfound urgency. Our alliance with the Lyrene Conclave had instilled a sense of purpose, a clear path forward against the cosmic upheaval that threatened the balance. Yet, even with allies, the vastness of the task felt daunting, a puzzle whose pieces were still scattered across the stars. Ava and I spent the voyage poring over the data shared by the Conclave, each fragment of history an echo from a time when the forges thrummed with the music of creation. It was a tapestry of civilizations long vanished, their legacy the delicate equilibrium we now sought to preserve. As we approached the sector known as the Meridian Rift, the ship's sensors pinged, a signal pulsing with an intensity that cut through the background hum of cosmic radiation. I glanced at Ava, her eyes reflecting the same mix of curiosity and caution that I felt. Another forge, I speculated, adjusting our course to investigate. Possibly, she replied, fingers flying over her console. But there's more. The readings indicate an anomaly superimposed upon the forge's signal, an echo of something that shouldn't be. The Meridian Rift lay at the intersection of two stellar nurseries, a region where gravity played tricks on unwary travelers. Stars danced in intricate patterns, their light refracted through clouds of interstellar dust. As the ember neared the signal's origin, the space around us warped, bending light and shadow into an ethereal labyrinth. We found it a forge, but unlike any we'd encountered. Its surface shimmered with a translucent glow, fluctuating as if caught in the ebb and flow of time itself. A temporal resonance surrounded it, echoes of past and future rippling outward with a haunting beauty. As we docked with the forge, a holographic interface emerged from the control panel, its symbols shifting in a fluid dance. The interface wasn't merely a control mechanism. It was alive with the memories of ages past, a repository of time's relentless march. Drake, Ava said, her voice laden with awe, this forge is attuned to time itself. It's a chronal nexus, a focal point where past, present, and future converge. I nodded, a sense of destiny washing over me. The forge held the key to understanding the anomalies, a glimpse into the cosmic tapestry that bound our fates. With careful precision, Ava activated the interface, her touch unlocking a cascade of temporal imagery. We watched as scenes from history unfolded, events glimpsed through the lens of the Forge's eternal gaze. Battles and celebrations, the rise and fall of empires, all laid bare in a symphony of time. But amid the historical panorama, a singular moment caught our attention, a vision of the Keeper, their form flickering between shadow and light. They stood at the center of the celestial chorus, orchestrating the harmonics that held the universe in balance. It was a glimpse into their essence, a revelation that deepened the mystery of their existence. The Keeper, Ava breathed, her eyes fixed on the image. They're not just a guardian, they're a part of the chorus, intrinsically linked to the balance itself. As the vision faded, the Forge emitted a soft chime, signaling a shift in the temporal flow. A portal unfurled before us, its edges shimmering with the light of distant stars, a conduit through time, offering a pathway into the heart of the anomalies. "Looks like we've got a new path," I said, heart racing at the possibilities. "A chance to see what lies at the center of all this." Ava and I exchanged a determined glance, the decision unspoken yet understood. With the chronal pathway open, we had an opportunity to confront the source, to step into the heart of the storm and bring light to the shadows that threatened to engulf the galaxy. The Ember entered the portal, stars twisting and bending around us as the ship navigated the currents of time. The sensation was surreal, a journey through echoes and whispers that transcended the boundaries of time and space. We emerged into a region devoid of stars, a cosmic expanse where light and darkness mingled in an eternal dance. At the heart of it all lay the anomaly, a swirling vortex of unrealized potential, its presence both beautiful and menacing. In the silence of the void, I felt the weight of our mission, an understanding that the path we'd chosen was fraught with challenges. But we were not alone. The knowledge of the conclave and the mysteries of the Forge guided us, a beacon in the uncharted sea of time. As we approached the anomaly, the universe held its breath, poised on the precipice of resolution. The truth lay within reach, waiting to be uncovered, and with it, the chance to restore harmony to a galaxy on the brink of chaos. With Ava at my side and a determination as vast as the stars, we were ready to face whatever lay beyond the temporal veil. A journey into the unknown, where the echoes of time whispered secrets long forgotten, and the promise of balance beckoned with open arms. Part 10: The Heart of Resonance. The void stretched before us, a canvas of swirling energies and muted stars, the anomaly's vortex glimmering with an eerie luminescence. The Ember hovered at the boundary of this cosmic whirlpool, its sensors alight with readings that defied comprehension. Ava and I stood at the threshold of discovery, poised to unveil the mystery that lay within the anomaly's depths. "This is it," I said, my voice barely rising above the hum of the ship's systems. "The center of the storm." Ava nodded, her gaze fixed on the swirling vortex. "We've come this far, Drake, no turning back now." The decision had been made the moment we entered the chronal portal, a path carved through the fabric of time to this very point. With a deep breath, I guided the Ember into the heart of the anomaly, the ship's hull resonating with the forces that churned around us. As we penetrated the vortex, the universe warped and twisted, space folding in on itself in a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations. The ship shuddered, buffeted by the currents of an unknown energy, but the Ember held firm, her systems glowing with a strange vitality. We emerged into a realm that defied understanding, a tapestry of light and shadow, where time itself seemed to pause, suspended in a delicate balance. Structures of breathtaking complexity floated amid the void, their surfaces flickering with patterns of energy that sang to the very soul. "This place," Ava whispered, her awe palpable, "it's like the center of a cosmic symphony, a convergence of harmonics beyond anything we've seen." The structures were not mere constructs. They were alive with the music of the universe, each note a thread in the grand tapestry of existence. I felt the resonance thrumming through me, a connection to something far greater than myself. As we navigated the ethereal landscape, a presence emerged, a figure forged from light and shadow, their form constantly shifting in a dance of existence. It was the Keeper, their face a reflection of the anomaly itself, their eyes like twin galaxies swirling with untold knowledge. "You have reached the heart of resonance," the Keeper intoned, their voice echoing with a chorus of harmonics. "Here, the balance of the universe is maintained, the harmonies of creation and annihilation in eternal accord." Ava and I exchanged a glance, the enormity of our journey crystallizing in this moment. "We've come to understand," Ava said, her voice steady, "to restore the harmony threatened by the anomalies." The Keeper regarded us with an inscrutable expression, their presence both ancient and timeless. "The anomalies are manifestations of discord, echoes from a fracture in the continuum, a rift that seeks to unravel the symphony." As the Keeper spoke, I glimpsed the truth, a vision of a time long past, when the forges were first forged to guard the harmony of the cosmos. The anomalies were not mere accidents, they were artifacts of a struggle as old as the universe itself. "To mend the rift," the Keeper continued, "you must become part of the resonance, tune your essence to the song of creation. Only then can the balance be restored." The realization struck me like a bolt of lightning, a path forward that demanded more than understanding. It required sacrifice, a willingness to become one with the cosmic harmony we sought to protect. Ava and I shared a silent conversation, the weight of the decision heavy in the air. Yet, the choice was clear, a chance to safeguard the balance for countless generations, to become a part of the melody that bound the universe together. "We're ready," I said, determination threading my voice. "Show us what we need to do." The Keeper extended a hand, their form resonating with the energy of the heart. As Ava and I stepped forward, the structures around us began to pulse with light, the harmonics reaching a crescendo that resonated through our very beings. We stood at the center of the cosmic symphony, the energies weaving through us in a dance of light and sound. I felt the resonance flow through me, a river of creation and destruction, the balance of all things intertwined. As we attuned ourselves to the harmony, the rift began to heal, the anomalies dissipating like mist before the dawn. The Keeper watched, their presence a guiding hand in the restoration of the cosmic symphony. In that moment, I understood the truth of our journey, not just a quest to quell the anomalies, but a calling to become part of the universe's eternal song, a melody that would echo through the stars for eons to come. With the balance restored, the heart of resonance shimmered with newfound brilliance, a testament to the power of harmony and understanding. As the Keeper offered a nod of gratitude, Ava and I stepped back, our souls forever intertwined with the music of the cosmos. As we departed the heart, the path ahead was illuminated by the light of countless stars. A journey of discovery and harmony, W.H. Ere the echoes of time whispered of the adventures yet to unfold. Together, Ava and I returned to the Ember, ready to face whatever awaited us beyond the horizon, a future bound by the symphony of the universe, where the promise of balance guided our every step.